Economics editor Mike McKee in Washington as the Obama administration decides whether to approve the Keystone pipeline, TransCanada's $5.3 billion project to carry tar sands oil from Canada to U.S. refineries. The president is feeling the heat from his own donors on this. White House correspondent Juliana Goldman has more. Juliana?
Well, Betty, that's right. You know, the signs are that it's headed for approval, but some of the president's biggest benefactors want him to say no. And one of the most vocal is Tom Steyer. He's the billionaire founder of Fairlawn Capital Management, who actually held a fundraiser for the president at his home just a couple of weeks ago. And actually, while the president was there, he said that the politics of the pipeline are just really tough because you have to also factor in the struggling economy and the president's argument that it will help create middle-class jobs. But Steyer, he is part of a group of some 100 donors, activists, clean energy activists as well, upping the pressure on the White House and other Democratic candidates. The Next Generation Committee Super PAC, it's raised $750,000. It's spent more than $500,000, according to Federal Election Commission data. And among the races that it's targeted, it's an April 30th Democratic primary for an open U.S. Senate seat in Massachusetts. It pits Representative Ed Markey, a Keystone opponent, against Representative Stephen Lynch, who has been supportive. Now, these activists say it's a test of whether or not the president is going to make good on his word to make climate change a priority in his second term after failing to do so in his first.
Is there any way to please his donors, Juliana?
Well, look, the White House is trying to play both sides, right? On the one hand, they're downplaying the job benefits, and on the other hand, they're downplaying the environmental concerns. And also, White House officials are trying to push this off of their plate, saying that it's all being decided out of the State Department. But really, Betty, the president is the decider here, and he told Republican senators last month during one of his closed-door meetings that he plans to make a decision on the company's revised application by the end of this year. Some analysts say that what the president could do is back the project, but also modify it or offer new measures that would reduce carbon pollution. And, you know, look, there is money behind the anti-Keystone effort, but they really are in a minority, and that makes it more difficult for the president to reject the pipeline. The American people overwhelmingly favor the project. The oil industry, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and the Canadians are all lobbying very hard for it. And a State Department review also found that the pipeline would have a negligible effect on climate change.
Juliana, thank you. Our White House correspondent Juliana Goldman on the Keystone Pipeline. Coming up